All right, so we're going to kick things off, ladies and gentlemen, because, yeah, we're still in London in many ways. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle. Guys, breaking news. They held hands. Oh my gosh, it's so shocking. This all went down while they were leaving Westminster. That's where Queen Elizabeth lies in state, and they got a lot of criticism for this public display of affection. So what do you think, ladies, is behind the outrage of holding hands?
I mean, besides racism? Besides just utter hatred of Meghan for just existing, I mean, besides all that, I just want to know, like, is there some kind of written or unwritten rule that the royals can't touch? Because there are people who are on royal watch duty who are analyzing their every move and deciding what it means and what it doesn't mean. Listen, I'm not going to judge this, whether they do this because this is their love language or they're doing this as a show of solidarity that they have each other's backs.
Yeah.
I just want to know where it's written, because there's this idea that Will and Kate don't touch because they quote unquote don't need to. That's what some of these experts, these body language.
Don't need to.
Yeah, that they're so in love and they're so solid that they don't even need to. But the thing is that they do
gross.
touch. They touch all the time. There's tons of examples of them touching. There they are hugging, royal hug, and then there's another royal gesture. So I don't know.
That looks pretty risque to me.
I think they're picking on this couple because that's what they do.
Do you think it was the time and place because no one else, like there were tons of photographs came out of other royal couples holding on to hands at Westminster, but it was like the procession. Does that make a difference?
I think there is strict protocol because it's supposed to be such a somber, solemn event. And it also has been happening in such militaristic precision.
Yeah.
No, trust me. No, don't. But you can't look at it through your lens, Cynthia. I mean, I'm just give
that's the
it
only
a
lens
second.
I have.
It's true, which is fair. But what I'm saying is, I think the royal watchers. I'm not saying they're right, by the way, but there is so much precedent. The monarchy's been around for over 1,000 years. There's 1,000 years of tradition. You know those guys in those funny costumes? That's tradition. Those are 1,000 years old. So when you think of protocol and what they are strongly encouraged to do or behave like, to me, it screams that to them, you can't have military precision and have a very somber, solemn event with someone who has died and then be. But
they're not doing that.
But
but that's the way they look at it.
Can I say that I don't think the royal commentators are so much chiming in on this. It's everyone whose profile on Twitter is Catherine's face with a crown. It's them, and it's the juxtaposition, I think, between Catherine and Meghan. Meghan held hands, and it has nothing to do with Harry, clearly. It was Meghan who was holding his hand. They're both, like, there's two people holding the hands, but it's immediately Meghan's fault. And the comparison between the two is just, for me, that's what is hard to not, it's hard not to say, yeah, there's some underlying or right out racism here, because Catherine can do no wrong, even though they practically, the two of them, Meghan and Catherine, do the same things.
But if you
all
ask
the
Catherine,
time.
do you think she would want to? And I actually think she would.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why, especially right now. The last time we saw these brothers walking with the family behind a casket was almost 25 years ago to the day behind Princess Diana's casket. So when you get all these moments yesterday, at least for me, this whiplash of this moment where William was 15, Harry was 12.
And Harry, by the way, has said he was very upset by being made
I was
to
gonna
do
say,
that.
he was traumatized by that moment. If you are Harry, you might be having a really hard time. And I think his wife is doing the right thing to support him. Get off her back.
Yeah. And I think that's the problem, is that, like, these haters and the journalists, like the British media, are fomenting and adding to and amplifying this hate, which is so disgusting. And what I actually find, like, on another level of disgusting, is that we've seen all this happening, how much hate she gets, how much abuse she gets, really. And the other members of the royal family aren't doing anything about it, and they don't stick up. That's why they pieced out, right?
Yeah.
Like, because not only are they not doing anything about it, but they're actively working with those same reporters who have spewed awful things. There's a terrible woman, like a terrible, terrible reporter. Her name is Angela Levin, and she's a royal expert. And she goes on TV and she writes all kinds of columns about the royals, and she is I mean, the amount of hate that she has leveled against Meghan and also Harry is astonishing. Not only that, though, she has been known to go on Reddit and Tumblr and read those conspiracy theories, like, whatever. An example would be, Meghan wasn't really pregnant, you know, it was a fake baby. Like, I'm not saying she said that, but this kind of conspiracy theory. And retweet it. Or like those tweets.
What?
And yet she's
feeding that
considered-
machine.
Right, but the extra layer of danger here is that she not only is amplifying that kind of nonsense, but she is considered an actual legit royal expert who has written a biography about Camilla, the new queen consort, which means that she was given access to the queen consort back when she was the Duchess of Cornwall. And so she is enabled also.
Is it an authorized biography?
They're never authorized, right, Mel, but you know that these biographies are done with the cooperation secretly behind the scenes, where the palaces and Clarence House back then gave access to Angela to spend time with Camilla, now the queen consort. So if you were Meghan and Harry, and you knew this, and you knew that your family members were working with these horrible people saying horrible things, how would you feel? I would hold on to each other's hands as tightly as possible to get rid.
That's a great point. Oh,
Hey there, wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.